I can't even remember how to do my own intro anymore. Let me see. Hey everyone, you're welcome to Logs and Chronicles, and it's your girl ASYE, baby. How have you been? It's been more than a minute, I know. And if you've been following me, you know that this year I have been celebrating my 40th birthday, which is one of the reasons I have been MIA a lot. But I've also been really busy with work, my ASYE. If you haven't subscribed, well, if you have not subscribed on this channel, it's Lost and Chronicles, but I think, to be honest, my Lost is the list of the things that I do show, but I do show it once in a while. Got some video on Lost. I do a lot of social work videos since I became a social worker about a year ago, and I just show you my chronicles, my life as a migrant in the UK, originally from Nigeria. So yeah, you're welcome to my channel. Consider subscribing if you love this kind of content. Also leave a comment and just let YouTube know that we are here. Okay guys, thank you. Yeah, I'm wearing a blazer today because I went out. I'm still celebrating my birthday. Today we took the kids out to celebrate because they've been saying that they've been missing in action, and I've been going on my trips all by myself and with my bae, you know. So today we took them out to settle them. Yeah, so we had a nice time. Today's video is about social work. I want to say thank you to all of you who are following me on Instagram, and you encourage me. And some of the comments, even here on YouTube, that I read, if I'm thinking about not going on, or, you know, not continuing with this channel, when I read those comments, they just melt my heart. You make me feel so relevant, like I'm blessing somebody, and that makes me feel so good. That just encourages me. So thank you. If you have any question, head to my Instagram. Make sure to follow and leave me your question, or you can leave your questions right here. Any question about social work, and I will try my best to answer it. Guys, I have been practicing for a year. I got my social work registration renewed. Yeah. In fact, let me give you a dance. It's what me dancing. And I said this in my last supervision that if I have been able to do this for a year, I really believe there is nothing that I cannot do, guys. I have been a mental health social worker for 1 full year. I'm not going to lie, it has been challenging. It has been very challenging, and that's why I believe that if I've been able to do it for a year, I can kind of survive anywhere. I'm very thankful for everything I have learned so far, and I'm learning every day. I'm still learning. It's a lot to learn, guys. By the way, even though I've come up to a year, my ASYE still hasn't ended. If you watched my very first ASYE video, you remember I said it's going to take me up till April 2022. I think I said it, because I only work part-time. So today I'm talking about the 3 things I have absolutely loved about being a mental health social worker for a year, and the 3 things that I haven't loved so much. So that is, I'm going to tell you as it is. So I've just made a little note of the things that I've loved and the things that I haven't loved so much. The very first thing that I have loved about my job as a mental health social worker is that I get to visit different people, so with different mental disorders. So I work in a non-psychotic team with things like depression, anxiety, bipolar, personality disorders. I also work a lot of clients with diagnosis of ADHD or ASD. So just to give you kind of a picture of the client group that I work with, I get to visit people in different places. I get to visit people when they are expressing their highs, when they're expressing their lows. I get to visit people with different presentations, and although I know that these are not the best situations in life, I feel very privileged to be the one who is able to support people like at this time in their lives, if you know what I mean. It's quite humbling. I do enjoy the visits much more than just sitting in the office or doing loads of paperwork. I really enjoy doing the visits. I drive around my city. Once in a while I drive outside of my city. That doesn't happen much. And I just visit people. I get to talk to people. I get to sit down and have a drink with people and just talk. And I just enjoy that one-to-one. It's just lovely. So, and I've been doing that a lot. I get to do that with my caseload. I get to do that with, clients that I just experience on duty or that I support on duty. So it's an experience, a bag full of varieties, because I just get to do so many visits in my job, and it's just refreshing, and I just love that aspect of my job so much. So that's number one thing that I love so much about my job. You can tell that I really do love visiting. So yeah, that's one thing. Now I'm going to talk about something that I really hate. I'm going to do it one because I don't want to bore you at the end with what I hate, so I'm going to do it one. So when you're doing your ASYE, you're supposed to have a reduced caseload. In this job, I have had a reduced caseload, I have to say. I think the last time I spoke to you and I said about this, my caseload, I think I said I had 11, and at that time I was experiencing maximum stress. It got to a point where I had 18. Now I've got 16, which is, better than 18. I've had my periods of maximum stress, and I've kind of come back from the stress and got used to this kind of stress and try to manage this kind of stress. But talking about what I haven't enjoyed a lot is my caseload. So it hasn't really given me the opportunity to be able to delve into different things, to learn, just to follow other people on visits, to shadow, to have time for different trainings, to have time to even sit down and do my paperwork properly. The caseload, it has meant that I have had to do a lot of overtime, which is not really classed as overtime. I get to get toil for them, but my caseload, yeah, it's been massive. Through my learning, through my ASYE, through reports that I have to submit, through critical reflection logs that I have to complete as an ASYE. So I haven't enjoyed having such a massive caseload, working, part-time. That I have found really challenging and really difficult. The second thing that I have loved about my job, which I was gonna say is a two-edged sword, is I have been on duty through this 1 year. So when I'm the duty social worker, I'm the only social worker on now. So all the social work related questions come to me, or queries come to me. So that makes me learn, and that just makes me research more. And the reason I've also enjoyed duty work is I don't know what's coming. I haven't really had time to read about this case. I haven't really had time to familiarize myself with the situation. I'm reading about it quickly. I'm checking Google for terminologies that I might not have come across before. I'm ringing third-party organizations. I'm ringing medical secretaries. I'm ringing nurses. I'm ringing consultants. I'm ringing the police, ringing the ambulance, ringing family members, ringing residential homes. Duty work has been so varied. It's just been like, when I'm on duty, it's like a buzz. You don't know what's coming. It's challenging, but it's so exciting. I don't want to say fun, because it's not really fun, but just that kick. If you get a kick from you don't really know what's coming, that's what I mean. I have absolutely enjoyed that. And the reason it's a two-edged sword for me, I'm going to talk about the second thing that I haven't really liked, which is still duty, is because I've had to do it every week. So as I said, I'm part-time, but I still have to do a day of duty, which leaves me with lesser days to concentrate on my caseload. On duty, you can actually really have some really risky situations that you can't really go to sleep on. You can't just leave them at 5 o'clock and go. For instance, if somebody phoned in at say 4:45 and said so and so is planning to jump off a bridge, you're not just gonna walk away. You're not just gonna go home and sleep. You're gonna deal with that situation as much as you can. It could be mentally draining on myself and on the duty team as well. And and I've had to do that every 1 day a week because of staffing levels. So as exciting as it's also been really, really challenging for those reasons. So I'm going to talk about the final thing that I've really, really loved about my job. Yes, What I really loved about this job, oh my god, I really love the fact that some people on my caseload, I'm going to be honest, not everyone, but some people on my caseload have actually had some period of recovery where things have been stable enough for them to have been discharged off my caseload, in fact off the service. But without being cheesy, or when they talk about their recovery, and I am a part of that, I see how the little things and the way that I have supported and the things that I have put in place, how it's all come together to actually how it's all come together to be a part of their recovery. Because I'm not just going to say that is all that's made them recover, because people are actually their own agents of change, and it usually comes from the person, but they all, people do need support. And when I see how the support that I have been able to put in place for a service user or a client, how it's helped them in their journey to recovery, up to the point where they're saying, you can please discharge me, I no longer want to be here, I do not have any mental health problem at the minute. That is just like, let me just put it this way, it's like a new lease of life that I am opportune to be a part of giving to someone. I really love that about this job. It doesn't happen every day, it's rare, it takes time, but it does happen, and when it happens, it's so rewarding, it's so fulfilling. The final thing that I haven't loved much is two-edged as well, but I'll just say, because it's when you're in a mental health team, you work in a multidisciplinary team, it's difficult. Working in a multidisciplinary team, like my team, involves us working together, social workers, CPNs, which are nurses, occupational therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, support workers, just to mention the main group. And there are other external agencies, so many external agencies that we work with as well. So working in this team is meant to be fun, and it's sometimes fun. But with COVID, it's been so difficult because people are not in the office a lot, and you need people's input, you need their advice, you need their professional opinions on cases. And sometimes it's so difficult because everybody has their own professional opinion, and it sometimes clashes. You're thinking, for example, I'm thinking mostly from that social perspective. A nursery consultant is thinking sometimes from that medical perspective, and sometimes there's a clash of opinions, and you're trying to look for the best way possible to support this client. It's quite exhausting. So I haven't really enjoyed that much about this job, although it's meant to be a good thing. So hopefully with COVID easing sometime in the future, maybe I would really experience the benefits of working in an MDT team. So I've kind of covered a lot, I'm aware. But there's so many things I've loved and so many other things that I've hated about this job. Sometime in the future, I'll be talking about more of these things. So make sure to stay tuned. So if you have any video that you want me to do on social work, or on my experience as an immigrant in the UK, or on anything at all that I've talked about or you feel that I can cover, just let me know and I'll be happy to put that into consideration. Make sure to leave a comment. Make sure to like this video. If you do, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And just turn on your notification bell, as I said, so that you can get notified anytime I post a video. Okay, if there are things you love in your job or things that you hate, you can also talk about that in the comment section. And until my next video, remember, be good. I love you, I love you, I love you always. You know this. Mwah. Bye.